Do you think my offer will sell? This is a question that you ladies ask me all the time. You bring me your courses, your coaching programs, your agency retainers. You share it with me and say, do you think that this will sell? Now, what I realized was going on is that when I was reviewing your offer for you, my head was going through a mental checklist. Does it have this? Does it do this? Is she conveying that in the messaging? Is there a framework? I was going through this mental checklist. And so what I thought would be really, really helpful in this episode is if I just walk you through that checklist. So I've called this week's episode, How to Craft an Irresistible Offer in 3 Steps. They are 3 really quite simple steps that when you know, you know. But of course, when you don't know, everything feels hard, doesn't it? So once I share this with you, I want you to make notes of it. And every time you craft an offer, I want you to go through this little 3-step checklist. And once I've given you this 3-step checklist, I'm then going to share with you a few more things that will help you to really make sure that your offer sells like hotcakes. I know that's what you want, okay? Now, before I get into it, I want to just really make the point that it is irrelevant what the offer is. So it doesn't matter if it is a coaching program, if it's an agency, retainer, if it's some sort of done for you package, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a mentor, a social media manager, a graphic designer, a VA, it really doesn't matter. The offer could be a course, it could be a group coaching program, it could be a mastermind, it could be one-to-one. It really doesn't matter, okay? So the type of offer is irrelevant. I would go through this very same checklist regardless, okay? So let's get into these 3 things. The first one is the offer you doing what you love? Okay, so what I mean by that is it a topic that you're excited to work on, to share, to teach? Yeah. Is it something that you feel really passionate about? Are you genuinely excited to tell your audience that you've created this offer? Are you excited to launch it? Even if you don't like launching, are you excited to launch the offer? Are you excited to reveal it to your audience and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell you about this? That's how I feel with my offers. And that's how I know that they're right. And one of the girls in my mastermind, her and I are always joking because we feel exactly the same about our offers. The minute we come up with them, we want to reveal them in our stories, literally seconds after the idea hits, because we're that excited about it. That is one of the real big signs for me that I'm launching the right offer for my audience. So is it something that you love? And the reason that this is so important, there's a few reasons. If you do stuff that you don't love, your energy doesn't feel authentic, doesn't feel genuine, doesn't feel infectious, doesn't convey enthusiasm. And one of the most magnetic things that you will ever be able to convey to your audience is your genuine enthusiasm for the work that you do. If your offer bores the shit out of you, if your offer makes you feel like, oh, I'm going to sell it, but I really hope nobody buys it. If that's how you feel about your offer, it will never sell. It will never sell because the energy that you bring to it won't convey excitement. It certainly won't make your audience feel excited to jump in. And any copy, any content that you create, any videos that you create, they won't land because you won't be able to convey that genuine excitement, okay? So the first thing, and you might think, well, Rach, it's really obvious. Of course I'm going to create an offer that I love. You'd be amazed how many people I speak with on a regular basis who say to me, do you know what? I don't know why I haven't canned that offer ages ago. I haven't loved it for months. I dial into it. I resent the clients. I resent the time it takes me. I don't know why I haven't binned it. Okay. It is okay to close down programs. It's okay to take offers off the digital shelf. That's absolutely okay. If you don't love it anymore, do not sell it, okay? Because it'll affect everything. It'll affect your mood. It'll affect your income. Your clients will be able to feel it. Yeah, if your energy's not in it, your clients will feel it anyway. So first big thing is, do you love it? So if you're going to come to me and say, Rach, do you think this offer will sell? I am looking for your energy. I'm looking for your genuine excitement. And I may ask you a few questions and say, well, tell me about what they get with this and tell me a little bit about that. And if you're not conveying that genuine excitement for it, I know it's not right for you. Okay. So first big thing, what you love. The next big thing is what they need and what they want, okay? And when I say they, I mean your audience. Is it what your audience not just need, but want, as in highly desire? And I don't mean desire with logic, I mean desire with emotion. There has to be a real emotional connection to the result that offer creates. Does it feel urgent? Does it feel important to them? Have you polled your audience? Have you done market research? Have you asked them, why is this important to you? Why now? Why specifically now? Why specifically this type of outcome? What is it about this transformation that's going to impact your life, your business, your health, your wealth, your everything? Why do you feel that this is the right thing for you? Okay. So you need to be able to convey and really activate a feeling of desire. Now, sometimes desire is created by what you're running to, what you're creating, what you're looking ahead and seeing and desiring. Desire is created by a forward momentum, and sometimes desire is created from running from something, by trying to leave something behind, overcome a problem. Sidestep something that's really getting in your way, that's really affecting the way you feel, the way you show up, the way you go through life, the way you run your business. Desire is not always about, oh, look at that thing, I really want it. Sometimes it's, I feel like this, I really don't want it. And I usually refer to that as, is your offer all about running to or running from? Is it about creating or is it about overcoming? Okay. And you will know that when you think about, what's the problem that your offer solves? What's the solution that it creates and generates for your students, for your clients, whoever, they are, whatever you do. So the second big part to this 3-step checklist to make sure that your offer sells out, to make sure that it's irresistible, is, do they really want and need it? Is there a genuine desire? And is that desire compelling? Does it really activate them? Does the problem feel so big that they feel desperate to solve it? Does the transformation feel so exciting that they cannot wait to create it? Okay. Now, one thing I always do to sort of test out how much excitement people have got, how much desire they've got for the outcome, is if I was on a sales call, I would ask the question, out of 10, give me a score. How urgent does this feel? Out of 10, how important does this feel? What's the impact of you creating this transformation? What's the impact of you not creating it? Who gets affected by that? Is it just you? Is it other people? And what other things, what's the ripple effect? What other things does that affect? So you really want to get a sense of, does your audience really, really want it? Okay. Because the truth is, if they don't, they're not buying. Nobody buys a nice to have. Nobody invests money in something that they just feel a bit like, oh, well, it's a give or take thing. I can either walk away from it or have it. It's like that. It's like that boring plain white t-shirt that you see in the shops, You think, well, I could always do with a white t-shirt. I'd fold it up, put it in the drawer. I'll probably wear it in a few weeks, but it's not going to excite me. I'm not going to bounce in my front door going, yippee, I've just bought a new white t-shirt. It's just a white t-shirt. If your offer is a white t-shirt, it's not selling. It's not selling. Your offer needs to feel like the sexy dress that you wear out on a Saturday night with the girls and feel amazing in. It needs to feel like that shopping bag that you walk in the house with and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to hang this up. I want to look at it. I want to, be able to remind myself that I've bought this. I want the matching bag and shoes. Like, this is amazing. It needs to feel like that. It needs to feel emotionally exciting. Okay. We don't want to be creating any white t-shirts, girls. And then the third thing on this list of 3 is, and this is a really big one, and I'm just going to call you out on it. So many of you overlook this. You absolutely overlook this point, and it is the reason why your offer will definitely not sell. Can you prove it? Okay, so the first one was it needs to be what you love, it needs to be what they need, and it needs to be what you can prove. What can you prove? What transformation can you prove? What outcome can you evidence? And when I say prove, it needs to be that either you have created this outcome yourself, for yourself, or you've supported a client to create this outcome using your proven method, using your framework, your particular way of doing things. So what can you prove? There is nothing worse than seeing somebody who is selling from a place of expertise, especially if you're a teacher or a coach or a mentor. There is nothing worse than trying to see somebody sell something where you get the feeling that they don't really know what they're talking about. And you ask questions to them and they feel like they don't know the answer. Yeah, you ask them to walk you through the steps and they can't tell you. You need to be able to really evidence the result that your offer creates. You need to be able to tell stories about it, be able to walk people through the how. Because when you can walk people through the how and say to them, well, the way that we would do this is, well, step 1, we would cover this, and step 2, we get into this, and step 3, we get into this. If you don't get that genuine sense that somebody really knows their shizzle, you aren't buying from them. Okay? So please, if you right now are selling an offer that doesn't feel like it's landing with your audience, you're not that excited, ask yourself this. Is it because you're selling something that you haven't yet embodied? Is it because you are selling something that you've learned from somebody else, but you haven't actually done it yourself, so you don't feel like an expert? What you'll notice actually about a lot of the things that I sell is I sell the results that I've created. And I sell it in such a way that you want to create that outcome too. So you want to access the method I used. Prime example is my 17K DM script. It is one of the best freebies that I have ever created. Thousands of people have had access to that sales script. And when you actually look at the messaging behind it, and the opt-in page is really simple, it just says, here's the 17, or here's the DM script that helped me generate 17K of sales in a weekend. Yeah, so what I'm teaching is my script, my words packaged up onto a document so that other people can see what it was I said in those DMs that generated that result. And because that result is something that they want to generate 17K in a weekend, they're like, I need to know what Rach said in that script. So of course that lead magnet flies out of the door because it's a result that I've embodied. It's a result that I've created, and I'm selling the steps that I took. You know, my selling in stories guide, you know, how I created 13K in my stories in a day. Exactly the same principle. I created 13K. What were the stories that I posted? What were the polls that I asked? How did I generate leads? How did I follow up on those conversations? And people want access to that because they want the proven steps. And so the question is, you know, can you prove it? Can you evidence it? Is it something that you have done yourself, or is it something that you've helped a client to do where you've been able to recognize those actual steps, the absolute rinse and repeat process that you can now sell to your audience in a program? Yeah. So just to sum up for you, 3 steps to an irresistible offer. Is it you doing what you love? Is it what your audience really want and need emotionally, not just logically? And can you prove it? Can you really, really prove that it is a repeatable process, that you have a framework and a method for? You know, can you really prove it with client wins, stories, testimonials, social proof? Okay, so they are the 3 things that are absolutely critical. Can't sing, don't know why I do that, sorry. But they are the 3 things. And then just before I finish this episode, I couldn't finish this topic without sharing this list of 7 things. So I've given you those 3 things, but that isn't what you fully inject into your marketing. So what would you need to put into your content, into your emails, into your marketing in order to make your offer sell? Like, what does make it irresistible from a marketing point of view? For that, I've got a list for you of 7 things, and I'll run through them fairly quickly. It may be, and please, let me know on Instagram, DM me, about this episode if you've got questions. But if you want me to expand on this list of 7 and make it its own episode, very happy to do that. So, what makes your offer irresistible from a marketing and a content point of view? Number 1 is the title and the strapline. So just as I gave you that example of my 13K in a day story sequence, that title is so juicy. It's direct, it's, precise, it's succinct. And I can't remember what the strapline is, but it's something like, get the exact story sequence that I posted on my Instagram to generate 13K in a day. So it's really, really direct, what it is, who it's for, why you need it. And because it's not, overselling it, it's really quite simple what I'm, the messaging, the way that I'm saying it, but it's that simpleness, that succinctness that really helps it to land. So the title and the strapline is number 1 on the list of what makes your offer irresistible. Number 2 is then the wider messaging. So title and strapline is obviously messaging, but the wider messaging. So the way that you refer to the problem and the pain points, the way that you refer to, the desired result, the outcome, the transformation, your messaging has to be activating. If your offer has bland, boring messaging, it's not going to sell. The sad truth is, girls, and I feel like I say this all the time, so apologies if you've already heard me say this 55 times, apologies, but it is very, very true that when you are messaging your offer, it is highly likely that a good offer with bad messaging will never sell. But a bad offer with good messaging will. And I hate that that's true, if I'm honest, right? Because I know there's so many of you out there with brilliant offers, like really amazing offers that you've created, you're excited about, you're an expert in. And the reason it's not selling 95% of the time is because of the messaging. So you can have a great offer, the best offer in the world, and bad messaging won't sell it. But you can have a mediocre offer and having great messaging will sell it. And I really don't like that that's true, but it is. Number 3 on our list is branding. Now, you might think branding is just like color schemes. That's not what I mean. Branding, when it comes to your offer, the first thing we do when we're creating a new offer is we create a presentation sized template. We do this in Canva. And if you want to go and do something similar, we use the 16:9 ratio presentation template, and we create a graphic. Now, sometimes I give my team a really detailed brief about what that graphic needs to sort of look and feel like. And other times I just say, can you go off and create me a few ideas, and let's just use that as a starting point and go from there. Now, in that branding, in that graphic, we're trying to convey what the offer is about. We're trying to portray the outcome and the result that the client will get. We're trying to depict the problem if it's, if we want to do that, if it feels right to do that. We're using the color scheme that we think our clients would be attracted to. We're using graphics that we think will, are the right graphics that again will create like magnetism and attraction. And I've had a group program. I've talked about this, I think, in an earlier episode. I've had one of my group programs sell out in a matter of days without a grid post from the graphic alone. The graphic was that sexy. It was that good that just the title, the strapline, and the graphic combined was enough to sell out that offer to, I think it was 18 people. No grid post, no carousels, no live streams, just literally like, I'm revealing this thing, first come, first serve, who wants in? And wow, it literally sold out from the branding alone. Okay. So never underestimate the power of your offer branding. We always create an offer logo. Like I say, we create this presentation and we just aim to make it feel really tailored to the program or, like the offer, and really activating for the people that are viewing that branding. Just going to have a little slurp. Sorry about that. Number 4 on the list of what makes it irresistible in your marketing is your pricing strategy. So I don't just mean, is it the right price? Is it low, mid, high ticket pricing? I mean your pricing strategy, what your absolute plan is around your pricing. So it could be that you are selling your offer with a standard option and a VIP option, and that might make it more appealing, more magnetizing, more irresistible, because there are some people, and I am definitely one of these people, if there is a VIP option to anything, I want it. So if I was to go into a restaurant and there was a VIP table, I'd want to be on it. If I was to go into a club and there was a VIP area, I'd want it. If I'm looking at a drinks menu and there's a VIP, champagne package, I want it. Yeah. And it's just because it feels like luxury. It feels like the best. And so by having a standard and a VIP option, you make your offer feel more irresistible. You make the VIP offer sell out super quick. And of course, if it was a VIP offer and you say 3 spots only, limited availability, then it's going to sell out even quicker. Okay. So that would be one example of a pricing strategy that would make your offer irresistible. Another one might be that you have a fast action price or an early bird price. So this is where you would have the standard price and then a cheaper price, a lower price that is like, whoa, you've got to get in the first 5 days, or you've got to be one of the first 10 people in order to get this. Okay, so that's another example of irresistible pricing strategy. And then the third example I will give you, and there are loads of pricing examples, but I'll give you 3 just to get you going. The third one is what I call phased pricing, where you might have as many as 5 different prices that go up in steps. So you might have, let's say you're selling an offer and you're selling it over a 3-week period. You might split that 3-week period into 5 different campaign steps. So you might have like the first 3 days is one price, the next 5 days is another price, the 5 days after that is another price, and it will start low and go up to high. Okay? So what that does is, as long as you're telling your audience on this date the price goes up to this, that gets people moving. And that's what makes it irresistible, okay? Because they know that there's only a limited number of spaces available at that price, or a limited number of days for them to jump in. So you could use like a phased pricing. That's another example of an irresistible pricing strategy. Number 5 is your bonus and your value stack helps to make your offer irresistible. So is it that if people jump in by Friday, 5 o'clock, they get a particular bonus? Maybe jumping in by Friday at 5 o'clock gives them access to one of your courses. Maybe jumping in by Friday at 5 o'clock gives them, a private one-to-one with you, or access to a separate private group coaching call. Could be a VIP group coaching call, yeah? So having what I call a value stack, and again, maybe this is a future episode, where you stack the value and you're able to say, not if you enroll, that implies doubt. When you enroll, you will get access to, and then it might be a free this, or a version of this, or my course on this. So think about any bonuses that you've got, any worksheets that you can throw into the bundle, and how you stack the value. Okay, that's really, really important. Number 6 that makes it irresistible is making your proven framework public. So don't just keep your framework for week 1 inside your program. Actually share your framework in your content, in your sales content. Now, I don't necessarily mean walk them through the full detail so that they could go off and implement it. I mean, just share the framework graphic or share the acronym or, share something about that framework. One of the things I would often do is say, you're going to get access to my, for example, sprint framework that's already helped clients just like you to be able to, win, give like 3 to 5 wins so that suddenly your framework is not just a framework, you've linked it to the result. Okay. And then on the subject of result, that is number 7. The 7th thing on the list of what makes your offer irresistible is sharing your client wins and results. Nobody wants to be your guinea pig, unless you're given a juicy beta discount, by the way. But nobody wants to take a chance. Nobody wants to invest in something risky. People make their investments when they feel safe. Yeah, buyers buy when they feel confident in the outcome, when they feel safe to spend that money. Nobody's spending any money on anything unless they feel really excited and aligned and really genuinely solid in the belief that making that investment will be exactly that, an investment that they will get back more than they put in. That's what value is, right? That you actually get more than you give. Doesn't matter what the price is, as long as what they get back is bigger. And I usually work on a 3 times ROI. So for every 1,000 that somebody was going to invest with me, I'd expect to give them 3,000 back. Otherwise, what's the bloody point? Yeah, what would be the point? There wouldn't be any point. You just wouldn't do it. So yeah, I always operate on a minimum 3 times ROI. Excuse me, sorry. Obviously need another slurp of my water. I will wait because we are at the end, yeah? So I will just run through those 7 again. What makes your offer irresistible? The title and strapline, number 1. Number 2, your messaging on the problem and the pain and the desire and the outcome. Are your audience running to the outcome or running from the problem? Number 3 on the list is branding. Is your branding super sexy and magnetizing? Number 4 is your pricing strategy, and I gave you 3 examples. Number 5 is your bonuses and your value stack. Number 6 is your proven framework. Are you sharing your framework and linking it to the results that it has already been proven to create? And number 7 is leveraging your client wins and results when you're selling your offer so that your audience can feel really safe and really certain about the transformation and the outcome that they will get. Okay, that is it today. Hope that has been super valuable for you. And obviously, because I'm sharing this on podcast and here on YouTube, you can always listen back and watch the video back and make some notes if you weren't able to do that now. So that is the beauty of me recording these shows for you. I hope you find them really valuable. If there's something you'd love me to create an episode about for you, I will give you a shout out at the beginning of it, but I need to know what that idea that you've got is. So just message it to me on Instagram. My handle is @RachelHowarth. I would love to hear from you. I love getting messages from our listeners. So if you've got a show idea, please let me know. And I'll see you in the next episode.